Well. It looks like after 40 years, well actually more than 40 years since his crime spree began, Joseph James DeAngelo has been captured and is being held in the main Sacramento jail without bail. He was known only as the Golden State Killer, or the original Night Stalker, or the East Bay Rapist, or whatever. His crime spree began in 1976 and ended in 1986 for precisely 10 years. His crimes included 14 counts of murder, about 40 counts of rape, and more than 40 counts of rape, and about either 100 or a few hundred break-ins. And I don't have much information on him right now, but I do know that he is a former police officer who was fired after shoplifting dog repellent and a hammer. He was caught shoplifting dog repellent and a hammer, and it looks like the hammer incident, the hammer and dog repellent incident, the shoplifting incident, occurred in 1979, which means he was still a cop while he was doing all these crimes. Now, we still don't know much about him, but he was divorced, and he lived with his daughter and granddaughter, according to neighbors. And as we learn more about him, I will be making an update video about him. But his preferred method of killing was to sneak into a woman's house, beat her to death with a blunt object that he found in the house. He would spend hours in the house, sometimes hours in the house, ransacking it, looking for valuable things worth stealing, eating stuff, that sort of thing, just hanging out. Now, these crimes are very similar to Richard Ramirez, except they seem much better planned. Richard Ramirez I did a video on him, by the way, you can check it out. He was very impulsive. I mean, he could just begin to feel, in a matter of hours. Most serial killers, they have a cool-off period that's like weeks or months. But Richard Ramirez, it was a matter of hours. And there's not a lot, we know a lot about this guy's crimes, but we don't know a lot about his psychological profile. We do know that he tried to stay off the streets and did it very well. He made extensive use of creek beds, schoolyards, wooded areas, a whole bunch of other things. And what I will be doing is I will be discussing him in greater detail in a future video, and we will discuss his court case and things like that. He is 72 years old. Joseph James DeAngelo, that's his name. And as time goes on, I will be building a more in-depth profile of him and discuss his life, his crimes, his trial, etc. And this guy, we don't know exactly what he was, why he did what he did, or why. Well, the more interesting question is why he just suddenly stopped. And did he really stop, or did he commit some other crimes with greater frequency, with less frequency, or did he change his MO or something like that? We don't know a lot about him yet. But I will be reporting on him as time goes on, as we learn more, and again, as documentaries come out, as news articles come out, I will be researching them, and I will report back to you with an updated video. But again, the Golden State Killer, original Night Stalker, East Bay Rapist, whatever you want to call them, whatever nickname you want to give him, let's just say that Joseph James D'Angelo has been caught, and after DNA evidence linked him to the crime. That being said, I will be going now. Keep an eye out for the update video. Peace.